we have big news. God's not dead, too.
He's undead. He remains undead.
Right. God's still not dead.
I was hoping this would be a TOO title like Tyler Perry would do, but you know.
Look who's not dead now.
There you go.
What's it about, Alonso?
Okay, so the first God's Not Dead was about a Christian college student who takes on a big bad atheist professor, and not only does he win the argument, but the professor gets hit by a car. So there.
Spoiler, but he finds Jesus first.
Yeah, that's true, in the nick of time.
And had Jesus taken the wheel?
And another atheist gets cancer.
Sorry, I missed this movie.
Yeah, you know what?
And it's all in first-person perspective. It's shot with GoPros.
I wish. God, where is he? He's not dead. So this is actually vaguely better than the first one.
Sure.
In terms of production values,
Yes.
in terms of actual performances.
Yes, there's a few. Dean Cain is not the highlight of the cast here.
Yeah, sadly, Jesse Metcalfe is almost your highlight. Like, Melissa Joan Hart is pretty good in this.
Ray Wise is great, but he's just, he has clearly been cast to be Satan in this movie.
He's wearing a red tie. The day of the verdict, he's wearing a red tie. When he hands the parents the contract to sign, it's a red pen.
Yeah,
he did that web series where he played Satan. So
I think he played Satan.
Nice.
I think on like a Fox show or something, he was Satan too. Like I'm forgetting the name of it, but anyway, yeah, he's the next best thing to Satan in the universe of these movies, which is a lawyer for the ACLU.
But they don't call it the ACLU; it's just suggested.
They
right?
reference the ACLU, and you think that's what it is. Yeah, they don't care about that.
Atheist.
It calls up the problem with both of these movies, which is that faith isn't this thing that you can believe in, and you don't have to prove, and you don't have to quantify, and you can have. No. You got to win that argument. You got to be right, and everybody else has to be wrong. And if they don't believe, then fuck them because they have not listened to all the clues that you have, which is not how faith works.
Right.
Changing hearts and minds, one movie ticket at a time.
Well, I didn't see it, obviously.
Yes.
I'm going to give it a 0 anyway.
Please do.
But
That's
like
the Jew in you.
That's right.
Well, there are no Jews in either of these films, by the way.
That's true.
No
Which
Jews.
is why there's not a news bit with Ben Mankiewicz.
Well, we're at a time like The Vow. I've just been informed. I did not see it. Is not a Nicholas Sparks book.
It just reeks of Nicholas Sparksiness.
It's got two Sparks vets.
Right, Channing Tatum, Rachel McAdams. But it's not. But it could be. What's it about?
I'm Christy, by the way.
Sorry. Jesus. For the love of God.
Perhaps you've heard of us.
Alonso Duralde, Christy Lemire, Ben Mankiewicz. Fine. What's The Vow about?
Okay, so Rachel McAdams wakes up from a coma in a hospital after a bad car accident and realizes that she's married to Channing Tatum, lives in a beautiful, spacious, boho chic loft, and is a very successful artist in Chicago. This is supposed to be a problem, and we're supposed to figure out why. She has memory loss, and she's supposed to realize, I don't really love this guy, or do I? I'm confused. I have great hair. I don't know. Take a look.
From your intro, the way you described it, it sounds like you loved it.
You know what it is? They're both really appealing. I kept watching it though, thinking, okay, obviously she should be in love with Channing Tatum, right? He's Channing Tatum. It would have been a lot more interesting if someone who looked like Paul Giamatti were her husband, right? She wakes up and she's married to Paul Giamatti, but he loves her with the power of 1,000 suns, and he will fight for her to help her regain her memory. Wouldn't that have been a better movie?
You want too much for the audience that wants to see this movie.
Wouldn't that have been a better movie, though?
Yes, any movie is better with Paul Giamatti in it, but I like how this was, you can tell this is the chick flick Channing Tatum, because he wears a lot of cowl neck sweaters.
That's true.
Like, he has like 4 or 5 of them.
And nipple clinging t-shirts, though. You have those as well, and he is shirtless.
And you get to see dat ass.
Is it his ass, though, or is it an ass double?
I think that's his ass. I think it's a full range of motion in that shot. I don't think they could have slipped somebody else
Find
in.
him attractive?
Totally.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I would think
You don't
that
get
women
that?
would. No, I don't. I mean, I get it why some women would, but he seems.
We just hoped better for you.
Right. No,
I
he
have
just seems a
standards.
little football playerish for.
For me?
Yeah.
But here's the deal, though, that he's like hunky, right?
Yeah.
But he's a better actor than his hunky good looks might suggest.
Right.
There is more
Really?
going.
What?
Yeah, there's more
No.
going on there.
No. I
The
think
guy recognizing your saints, he's good.
I think he's an underwear model who shouldn't talk, frankly. And I don't think he's a very good actor.
There's more going on there than.
I think women find him appealing because he's got man body and boy face.
He's very boyish, and he can cry on cue, which he has to do a lot here because he's helping to fight for her memory.
I actually like this movie better than you, but I don't like Channing Tatum.
Boy, you guys owe us.
Oh boy!
We really did everyone a service and watched a movie called The Competition with Chris Klein and Thora Birch.
Yes, it's
We watched
1999
it.
all over again.
We watched it.
Yikes. Yeah, so I do this radio show on Fridays quite a bit here in LA called Film Week on KPCC. It's one of the 2 NPR stations here in town. And part of the fun of it is that you watch everything that's opening in LA. Like you try to get to everything that's opening even on one screen. And so quite frequently I have to watch movies like The Competition, which will see the light of day for like a week on one screen and then it's gone. I felt like I could not possibly bear this burden alone. And so I asked Matt to watch it too. And he did, amazingly, he actually did. I'm amazed this movie exists. I'm amazed it got made. I'm amazed it is actually going to be shown on screen someplace where people can watch it. It is just baffling in every way. It's borderline incoherent along the lines of The Room. I mean, it's misguided and misogynistic like The Room. It also looks like shit like The Room. Also, it should not
my
be.
God,
Yeah.
this movie.
Yeah.
Right? I brought my dog to work today. Sabrina could write a better movie than this.
She could just pound it out with her
Exactly.
non-opposable thumbs, trying to be
You know
a
what this
40s
movie is?
screwball comedy. It's
This
just
is what-
terrible.
here's what this movie is.
Tell me, please, because I don't get it.
Let's say you have a movie that's got, you take a porno, right? That's got a plot to it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you cut out all of the sex and just have the plot, that's what this movie is.
Yeah, and that would have better production values. That would have
Right?
like better
That's what
camera
this
work.
is. This is
Yeah.
like porn
Better
actors
audio.
trying to actually sell dialogue.
Yes.
And it's like, and they've got this thing in the back of their head like, can we just get to the fucking, please? Because that's really what we're good at.
Oh my God, okay, oh, the bachelor party. Oh, so they get engaged and they have this bachelor party at the one restaurant in town. They live in Portland, all right? And they all go to the same restaurant all the time, this Italian restaurant. And the wacky bachelor party is the same little group of friends, like 4 or 5 friends, and some very generic, like guitar-heavy rock song comes on. And 2 of the guys
Get
hop
up and they're
on
like, that's my
stage,
jam. And they're just dancing
and
like,
they're not doing karaoke, but one of the guys is like smacking that ass back and forth
Right.
over and over again, like just like, and one guy's just going woo,
Right,
like
and
that's
there's-
their bachelor party. It was
and
bizarre.
It was so weird because whatever they're dancing to was clearly not being played on set.
Exactly, because they're like
Right.
off. They're like
Then there's like the crazy, like, would-be kind of half-assed trap music that they're playing when the strippers show up,
oh, the stripper scene,
right?
yes.
The tamest stripper scene you've ever seen. in
And there
the
are
world.
balloons. There are balloons in the guy's house. There's like balloons and confetti for the strippers.
Right.
Where did they come from?
He wakes her up.
Yeah, he is alone on a ship. He woke up, he's got like 80 years left, or 90 years left. He got 90 years left. He's just gonna die alone. He walks past Jennifer Lawrence's cryogenic stasis pod, sees, oh, wow, she's really, really hot. And then he decides that he's in love with her, and he decides that in order to keep going, he needs her by his side because they're soulmates. And then he wakes her up, and he doesn't tell her that he's the one who woke her up, and he's a monster.
See now, and you could
But he's a
take
sexy
you
monster.
could take this premise and do something really cool and creepy with it.
Sleeping with the enemy in space is a good
yes,
idea.
I mean, like this is like Michael Haneke or you know Paul Verhoeven could run wild with this premise.
Yeah.
But here, because it's Chris Pratt, we're supposed to find this adorable or at least forgivable. And I felt unclean.
Now that you're done mansplaining this movie to me.
Okay, tell us, woman.
So you know what? I didn't have. Let me
Holy
speak
shit.
for all womankind. You speak for all the gays.
That's right.
I'll
We're
speak for all
the
ladies.
ambassadors.
I'll speak
go
for all the Italian Americans.
There you go. And oppressed people. I didn't hate it. I didn't hate it.
It's crap.
Thank you for fighting for my honor as a woman. I appreciate that.
I'm fighting for dignity.
Womankind.
I'm fighting for
We
humanity.
want you to have agency, Christy.
Thank you. But what if I don't want it? He's so cute. he gets really hot again. He gets fat and he gets hot. And he did it for her.
Oh, come on. Fat Chris Pratt is the hottest Chris Pratt.
It really is.
Terrible fake beard.
Oh yeah.
Terrible fake beard. Like Mariah Carey Christmas movie Santa Claus fake level beard. That bad.
We never see Chris Pratt with a beard though, so maybe that's what his facial hair looks
No,
like. when it
he's
grows out. We
great.
don't know.
He
We don't
grew
know.
one. He had one
Did
on
he?
Parks and Rec. Yeah.
Hey guys, it's What the Flick. No Christy today, but Alonso. Jesus Christ, Alonso! I can't believe I did it.
Jesus Christ is not here either.
Alonso,
right.
Matt, and Ben. Tammy and the very similar film, the Roger Ebert documentary Life Itself. We'll begin with Tammy. Who will describe?
I'll describe.
The other Alonso.
Oh, I have to admit, I didn't see the whole movie.
Interesting.
I did not watch the whole movie because there was no air conditioning on in the theater, and it wasn't just that it was a little stuffy, like it was musty. Like there was a water
uppity in
leak.
there,
There was something unpleasant. And 50 minutes into the movie, I had this moment of like, I'm really uncomfortable and sweaty, and life's too short. This movie's not good enough to stay in.
I call those grown-up moments.
Yeah, it was like, man,
I'm a grown-up. I can make my own choices.
Right.
Yeah, right.
So I left.
So you left, and obviously, so you're not going to give a score on the movie, but that said, if you were laughing your ass off, you probably
You wouldn't have minded the-
and
deal
there
with
were
the
some
mustiness.
laughs early on, but then it stopped and it kind of dried up, and it was like.
I think the laughs throughout were very inconsistent and very tame, very like a 12:42 a.m. Saturday Night Live skit. You know, it lacked almost.
They were not robust.
Right, there
Yeah.
was very little edge at any point to the humor in this.
We're all here because we have a very, very important movie to talk about. The movie of the season, London Has Fallen.
Let's begin with the outrage that the movie getting a remake here is Olympus Has Fallen and not the far superior White House Down.
Hell yeah.
Right?
Oh, who's in that, Ben?
The news media portrayal of the White House Down was outstanding. So, okay, but it was better.
It was
there's
way
no
better.
question
No,
it's better. Setting up a scenario for Gerard Butler as President Benjamin
Asher.
Braddock's.
No,
Asher.
Gerard Butler is Secret Service agent Mike Banning.
Right, he's Mike
Mike
Banning.
Banning.
He's
President
Mike Banning.
And he's very American, remember.
Aaron Eckhart is the president.
Right.
Ben, the best part of the movie. And so Gerard Butler
Lord
gets
help
to
us if
spend
there's a President Ben.
an hour, and Benjamin Harrison in between Grover Cleveland, very solid.
Like I said.
1889 to 1893.
Okay, cut to the chase.
Right, that is, by the way, that's more interesting, the administration of Benjamin Harrison. So then for 100 minutes, Gerard Butler goes like this, around a wall, and then shoots bad guys while protecting the life of Aaron Eckhart.
Here's what bugged me a lot about this movie. You've got Angela Bassett returning as the head of the Secret Service. The second that gunshots start flying, she's all, like, I'm sorry, did no one see Strange Days or What's Love Got to Do with It? Like, Angela Bassett does not shrink back. She should be, like, shooting people in the face. And that's just a waste of time to not have her shooting people in the face.
No, because you need the man to do that.
Oh,
You
yeah.
need
We gotta
the-
clip that out, just you. She should be shooting people in the face. That's what makes a good movie. Angela Bassett shooting people in the face.
A man who's none of his bullets miss, and yet none of the bullets aimed at him hit. It's like the worst kid to play war with when you're 9. You know, because he never gets touched.
And
The worst
massive
part is
automatic gunfire coming his way, and all he has to do is go around the corner and go pew, and like someone's dead.
And this and Banning as a character, like literally will like twist the knife and like there's a
He
cruelty
enjoys
to
it.
that character.
They even
like
they had that moment.
It's
Was
like
that
it's
necessary?
Dirty Harry's meaner, older, tougher brother who's even more fascist than Dirty Harry was.
Yeah. No. They pointlessly identify White House staff. Like, you know, the
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
like,
Really?
you know,
Chief of Staff.
Dan McKeon, Chief of Staff. You're like, it doesn't matter. No one cares. They're not referring back to these people. They're people in the situation.
I know.
We'll figure it out.
Their dialogue might as well be rhubarb anyway. So who cares?
I'll bring that up for you. Although, like,
Except for the VP, who is Morgan Freeman.
and
who
then
is,
fucking, Robert Forster, one of the great character actors to ever live. And it's just, but it's
Totally
like
wasted
General
in this
McKinnon, and later you're like,
too long.
wait a minute, is he General?
Is he with the Joint
Right,
Chiefs?
is he General Jones or General McKinnon? It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Why are you identifying them as if it matters?
Although even Morgan Freeman, like I hate this movie so much that I turned off the Morgan Freeman voice on my Waze.
Oh, is that right?
That's how, I can't hear him anymore. I know. And so now I'm back
it's,
to Thomas, the British guy now.
Oh, well.
The British guy, even though London has fallen. What other cities can possibly fall?
Thomas, the British guy. So that's Thomas from Downton Abbey,
Abbey.
probably.
or the tank engine.
I
right.
really hope that there is not another. I'm driving a train now.
Right.
I really hope
Let's
that no
let
more
nothing
cities
else
fall.
fall.
Yeah, nothing else.
No, seriously. Like,
Everything stand,
did the
please.
first one make that much money?